This is what I believe. I believe we harvest what we plant. We literally grow what we plant. The Boys and Girls Club changed my life, and I would not be on the stage before you all if it were not for the Boys and Girls Club. I was born here in Tacoma, Washington, on the Hilltop. In the early 1990s, the Hilltop had some of the highest drug and crime rates in America. My mother, when I was born with drugs in my system because my mother used crack cocaine. Growing up, I remember walking to school, I would have to navigate through the gang members to get to class just to feel safe. When I was 7 years old, a troubled 7-year-old boy with a speech impediment, a troubled 7-year-old boy that was a delayed learner, a troubled 7-year-old boy that a lot of people gave up on. I had the same routine I would follow every single day. As a 7-year-old boy, I came home, I followed the same routine I would follow every single day. I'd run up to my mother's room to give her a hug just to feel her warm embrace. As a 7-year-old, I came home and I found my mother dead. I didn't have a dream. My dreams were crushed. I didn't have any hope. My hope was shattered. Something changed. I had a teacher who pulled me to the side shortly after my mother passed away, and she said, "John, what is it you want to do? What is it you want to become?" I said, "Well, I don't have a dream for myself. I don't have any hope for myself." She said, "I know there's something." I said, "Well, maybe one day I want to go to college and I want to play football. I want to win a championship." She said, "What else other than sports?" Sports are great, but she knew there was something else inside of me. We just finished studying about Dr. King. I said, "Well, maybe one day I want to be a doctor like Dr. King and I want to change the world." My teacher looked at me with tears in her eyes and she said, "John, I believe in you." And that was my first experience with hope. Fast forward 4 years, I was 11 years old. I went to my brother. I finally worked up the courage to share my dream out loud. I shared one of my dreams with my brother. I said, "Hey, bro, I want to play football in college. I want to win a championship one day. I really want to play football." And my brother, he was a straight to the point guy. He looked at me with a puzzled face and he said, "Well, John, you have to start playing football." And I'll never forget my brother, he dropped me off at Al Davies Boys and Girls Club. And it was literally the first time that hope that I experienced as a 7-year-old boy, that seed that my teacher planted, was watered. It was like hope became tangible. It was like hope was something I can now hold on to. And on that football field, I was able to build a foundation for the rest of my life. Because of the volunteers, because of the staff, because of those coaches, they watered that hope. They put a plan behind that hope. And that literally propelled me all the way to college. And I'll never forget winning that championship in college. But I never wear the championship ring because I realized through my experiences with the Boys and Girls Club that I've been a champion my whole life. A champion is just this, someone that defeats all rivals in competition. Playing football those years at the Boys and Girls Club, I learned that I've been a champion my whole life because I learned how to defeat obstacles. I learned how to defeat rivals, a true champion. Something more significant, I've been crying every night this last month because last month I received my doctorate degree in the mail. All because of the seeds that were planted into the Boys and Girls Club were then planted in me, and something grew. I believe legacy is not something that we leave for people, but rather legacy is something that we leave in people.